I fed the chickens on the farm with my grandma. I rode
now
in
they
the
put you
dairy
to
truck.
work. See, that's that good. I knew it. When the black woman comes to the farm, all of a sudden she's feeding the chickens and washing the cows and baling that hay.
154, we all connected, baby, you already know. I'm talking 154, we're bringing Africa around the whole globe. 154. 154. Ain't no place like.
Yo, it's finally here.
Yes.
We are dropping our lifestyle merch. 154 is here. It's hot. Come get it.
Bam.
154. Ain't no place like.
Welcome to 154. Today we have royalty in the house, and no, we're not speaking metaphorically. We have a real-life African princess on the show today. Our guest is Princess Sierra Culberson of Sierra Leone, whose journey is nothing short of extraordinary. She's not just a princess by title, she's a powerhouse, humanitarian, philanthropist, global keynote speaker, businesswoman, educator, actress, dancer, and internationally recognized thought leader. Princess Sierra's inspiring story has captivated the world, featured in outlets like Good Morning America, CNN, BBC Radio, Inside Edition, Oprah and Friends, and publications including Newsweek, People, Reader's Digest, and Glamour. From discovering her royal roots to dedicating her life to making a global impact, her journey is a beautiful blend of identity, purpose, and service. Get ready for a powerful conversation that bridges continents, cultures, and the courage it takes to step fully into who you are. So without further ado, let's welcome to the show, Princess Sierra Culberson.
Hey.
Let's go. Let's go. Was that a good intro?
That was an amazing intro.
I mean, ChatGPT. I don't even think of you like that.
There was more humanity to that.
I know.
There was way more humanity.
I got a humanitarian ChatGPT. You know,
humanitarian.
She's like the
Oh my gosh. I'm nervous with you two.
You ain't. She ain't.
This
I'm
one.
joking. I'm joking.
She's so not the nervous
Princess
type.
Sierra, welcome to 154.
Thank
So
you.
we do like to break bread a little differently here.
Okay.
We have some traditional chin chin here, Nigerian dish here.
I love
We have
this.
traditional West African palm wine from Nigeria.
I told you, I'm waiting to get to the drink.
We do a little toast here just to start things off. Here we go.
Okay.
All right.
That's probably all I can drink. Look at it.
Give a little more. Give a little more.
Just a little more. Just
Let it be
Oh
loose
my
for
gosh.
the.
My father in Sierra Leone loves palm wine.
Really?
That's what's up.
Have you ever had palm wine before?
I've actually never had it.
Is
He's
that-
always drinking it. People are always drinking around me, but I'm always like, I don't know.
Nigeria is
Well,
everywhere.
you know what? Here it is. This is it. A toast.
Okay.
Your very first time with a little palm wine.
A little palm wine.
Be careful. Don't drink too fast.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, it smells so good. It smells like
yes.
coconut water.
Yeah,
It's
no.
almost.
Yeah,
But little
and
do you
actually
know.
does.
Then it hits your bone.
Yeah.
So it's coconut
You're
water
gonna be
with,
cuckoo for
with a little
coconut.
spike, a spiked coconut water, right?
Okay.
Yeah, there you
Yeah,
go.
it's really
First
good.
time,
It's
we gotta get
very
the reaction.
interesting.
The taste. What do you think?
Very
Oh.
interesting, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It
it's
sneaks
nice.
up on you though. It's
Yeah,
wild.
that's probably all I'm gonna have then if it's
Yeah.
gonna
No,
sneak
no,
up
you
on me.
okay.
I'm a lightweight.
Yeah. So you have the, you know what it tastes like, and we got a little bit of chin chin.
Chin, chin.
It's like
Okay.
fried donuts.
I've seen this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
like-
best is when they would be hot. My mother would have it, and they were hot. You fried them, and then you got them when they were hot. It's unbelievable.
You know, I have an auntie who will make these for me sometimes, Auntie Lillian, and literally she said, "Oh, take some to your kids." I said, "Okay." And we live about 7 miles away from each other.
By the time they're gone,
It never makes
You
sense.
would eat it before it even got there.
It's one of these things. And
Yeah.
I
They're so
always
good.
blame LA traffic because I'm like this.
yeah. It's so
like,
good.
Oh,
Puff.
let me
puff,
just-
Those are
chin, chin.
so good.
yeah.
They're amazing.
Because it's lightly sweeted, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's not too much, but the fact that this is now in bags is hilarious because they were just, you made them at home.
Right.
My mother would have us knead the dough, me and my brother. She would
Yeah.
slave us. She goes, come and knead the dough. So we had to do the thing and knead the dough like this, and then she would lay it out flat with a rolling pin and then slice slice into little square, then dump them into the oil.
So
Do you
know
put
how
a little sugar in it? Or
Yeah, she
in
put
the
sugar.
dough. In the dough, yeah.
Nigerian food is a process. When you make jollof rice, it's a process
Yeah,
of
everything.
boiling this, boiling that. Nothing is easy. Nothing is like easy.
No measuring cup either.
No measuring
just-
cup. My mother was so good. No measuring cup. Like puff is the same thing. You get this yeast, but you got to leave it in the refrigerator for a whole day. Because my mother would make the yeast, cover it up, put it in the thing. There was ogi.
Ogi,
That's nasty. as
The smell.
But the smell was terrible, but it was good.
Oh, it was good.
The smell is horrific. My mother would do that,
But
make
what's
ogi.
ogi? What is that?
It's like
Tell me about
almost
it.
like a porridge.
It's a porridge, but I don't know what it's made of. Like we have
smells.
gari. Gari is made of cassava.
That's cassava.
We
It's
We have
either
a lot of
cold or hot.
cassava
Yeah,
too.
cassava. Yeah, it's
Cassava
really
leaves.
Yeah.
good. Especially if you do it like in the morning with water.
My
and throw some
father would
sugar in
take
it.
like peanuts and raisin and put like the cold gari, or I like gari when it's like
Eba. Yeah, eba.
make it
Yeah.
hot.
Yeah.
You can make it hard and
Yeah.
So we would do that, and it was just always a process. It was like all day. My mother, when she made stuff, it was all, and I didn't end up knowing how to make any of this because my father, Nigerians, like back in the day, real sexist, man. It was real, and I was like,
The men were not in the kitchen.
My father would be
allowed.
like, "What are you doing in the kitchen?" Like he wouldn't even play. He'd be like,
Which is so interesting.
Your
'cause my
sister can
household-
go in the kitchen.
My
but you
household was
go-
different. My dad did all the cooking. My mom did zero cooking.
See, my father didn't.
Yeah.
But my father could make stuff. But my mother it's not like he told her, that's what she did.
Yeah.
And she can burn. She made, we were so snobby with the way our mother made food. When we go to other Nigerian people's houses, me and my brother and sister be like, it's a little greasy.
It is so
It's a
judgmental.
little-
If you don't,
It's a
if you
little
don't
greasy.
make it,
you
are
know?
you judgmental?
That must be
with food?
Yorubas. You know? That must be the Yoruba tribe.
First off, our food is good. What are you talking about?
I was like
man?
this. No, I'm saying. Okay, we had the
You see him trying a little war right
Well,
now?
hold on. We had the Agusanyas. They lived upstairs. They were the Yorubas, right?
Yep.
And Miss Agusanya, because my mother spoke Yoruba also. So she would flip the languages, and she would be like, "Oh, I brought some da for you, da." And we'd be like, "All right." And we would be like, "Yeah. Wait till this lady go back upstairs." And my mother would be like, "It's okay. It's not as good." My mother could burn. When they came to our house, everybody came to our house.
You cannot blame
my
the
mother
Yoruba
could
for
burn.
that. What of your moi moi?
okra, pepper soup?
What of your
you
moi moi?
talking about?
What of-
Obono
what-
soup?
what of your
you
moi moi?
talking about, son?
See, now
moi
we have-
moi, akara.
We have guests in
You
the
ever
house.
had-
We have guests in the
What's
house.
good?
You want to fight with me?
I don't want to fight this one. Who's fighting with your big ass? I'm just verbally. I ain't trying to struggle with you, bro.
Princess Sarah, he's talking about food. I am a foodie, and just so you know, Yorubas, we make the best jollof rice, the best dodo, moi moi, eba, inyo.
Sierra
amala.
Leone makes some good jollof rice too.
Hey, tell me about
Sierra
that.
Leone. Senegal,
Sierra
I
Leone?
think, is number one.
Yeah.
Who's the judge? Who gets to say this?
Yeah,
I know,
you know,
go ahead.
every country has a judge.
But I think the original
comes from the
jollof
city of
is
Jollof.
Senegal.
There's a city in Senegal.
Senegal,
so
yeah.
It's called
And it
jollof.
is- Have you ever
And-
eaten Senegalese food?
It's amazing.
I eat it every day, almost every day when I was in Harlem.
I want to talk about you, though. I want to get
Yes.
to your story. Your story is so fascinating.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think you popped onto the scene, and I think people have been so captivated by your story. And kind of just going back to your childhood, like that very first moment, I think, it's kind of well documented that, you're adopted and you came into this new family with, bright eyes. First off, how old were you when you came into your adopted family?
I was adopted 2 days after my first birthday. So
Wow.
I was with my birth mother for 9 months. I was in foster care for 3 months, and then I was adopted.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so at that time, you're young, didn't really know the difference. You moved into this new family. At what point did it hit you like,
One of these kids is not like the other, right? I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny. My parents read a book to me about all kids being different when I was like 4 or 5, and that's when they talked to me about being adopted.
Yeah.
So that's how that all came to be.
oh, so
yeah.
they told you, they didn't wait till later in life. You knew at a certain age that,
Yeah.
hey, you were adopted.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Well, that obviously minimized a lot of the confusion.
For sure.
But I'm sure there's still a lot of different experiences. I guess I want to start off like, what was your relationship with your siblings that you came into?
Yeah.
Your mom and your dad that you came into? Like, what was that relationship like?
Were they black or white?
They were white.
They're
I
white.
was adopted into a all-white family.
Okay.
In West
That's
Virginia.
interesting.
That's it.
In West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. This ain't my home.
Stop. Man, it's crazy. Okay.
Yeah, so you're in an all-white family. Like,
All-white family.
What was that like?
You know what's interesting? I have the most incredible family, and my dad, who raised me, is a neuroanatomist, study of the brain and spinal cord. I know, it's like over my head.
Yes.
But we lived in other countries growing up. So we lived in New Zealand, and then we traveled all over. We were in Kenya. We were in Thailand. We were in Tasmania. We would go over to Sydney. So we started to do a lot of traveling when I was very young. And then when I was 14, we lived in England and we traveled there.
Wow.
So I grew up with these kind of global folks who grew up in Illinois, but my dad... Illinois. We lived there, but we traveled all over the world. So I grew up with these incredible parents who showed me the world.
That's dope. Wow. That's really cool.
So it's like...
From West Virginia.
Right. You're thinking, oh my gosh, you grew up in West Virginia.
Yeah.
But
how long were you out
which
on
is
the
a
road
beautiful
for?
place.
How long were you guys out traveling for? Like, did you primarily go to school in Virginia? Or like you
I grew up in West Virginia. But my first, literally, they just adopted me, and then my dad got the sabbatical. Can you imagine that? It's like, hi, we adopted this new little girl, and now we're going around the world.
Wow.
And I was like, who are these people? Taking me around the world.
Wow.
And then I had a sister, my sister Lynn, she was 10 at that time. Or no, she was 11. Laura was 10.
Okay.
Blonde hair, green eyes. Like, this is my family.
Wow.
Walking around, hanging out. I had my huge afro, rocking it. I was like, power to the people.
Did you come to a point where you came of age where, you started to feel differently, especially being in like an all-white community?
Oh yeah, for sure. Growing up, I was kind of this overachiever because I didn't look like everyone else. And so I became I was a varsity basketball player. I was state track meet, homecoming queen, full scholarship to college, name it, I did it.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'm just African. I don't know.
But it was to fit, it was to fit in and just to be like, I'm different, but look how awesome I am.
Yeah.
Did you ever get, I always want to know this.
Yeah.
You're like with your family and some other family says some crazy, it was like.
To my face?
Or,
just
or
around you,
something weird.
Oh, yeah.
Did you ever get that? They were like this, look, what do you have here?
Like, who's this little kid?
There's always...
Or in general conversation.
Yeah, something like that.
You know what's funny? I feel like more of those things happened behind my back and were told to me later, but not too much.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
They probably shielded you away from that.
Yeah, my parents were no joke.
That's good.
If you mess with my kid, you're out.
That's great.
Like, for example... this is an interesting story. When I was first adopted, my grandmother, my mom's mom, they grew up in a small town in Illinois, Litchfield, Illinois.
Oof, Lynch?
No, everybody thinks I'm saying that.
Well, we know why.
L-I-T-C-H. No. Litchfield.
My grandpappy.
And there were like 2,000 people in the town.
Ooh, you know that.
And when I was first adopted, small town.
No Negroes. Go ahead.
No, one family, they left.
Okay.
And my grandmother stopped talking. My mom called and said, we adopted this new little girl, Sarah. And my grandmother said, I told you, I think adopting this black little girl into the family is only going to cause problems and I don't want to talk to you about it. And she hung up on my mom. My mom's like, you know what? We're going to go home to Illinois like we always do. And my mom's going to have to deal with this. So she grew up in this big, beautiful farm. We drove to the farm that summer. I get out. Now, I don't remember any of this. I was a baby. I was one. She's holding me. And my grandmother, the door screeches open. She walks out of the farmhouse, her arms crossed. She looks at me. She looks away. Then she looks back at me and she says, can I hold her? And that moment, my mom said I was breaking racial barriers within my own family.
Really?
So I was getting to know. Now, I fed the chickens on the farm with my grandma. I rode in the dairy truck.
See, that's that bull. I knew it. When the black woman comes to the farm, all of a sudden she's feeding the chickens and washing the cows and baling that hay. I knew it. You've been duped. You've been tricked. You've been hoodwinked. America, I say to you, my friends, my brothers and sisters, that was a trick that they used for you. Child labor. I know.
He's going into
I know the Honorable Elijah Muhammad has taught me.
Oh my
That when they
gosh.
bring you into these white families, they use you for labor.
Oh my God.
I just want to say I'm not
You're like,
trying
how do I even come back
but
from
I'm
that?
not trying to destroy your story. But I knew it. I knew it was a setup. That's what liberal whites do. They pat you on your booty and tell you that you're good, but then they set you to work. 4 years old.
So you were driving the tractor at 4 years old.
I got to drive in the ice
Make sure you make sure they're all plowed by 6 p.m.
You said, no, you said,
This man is in huge trouble.
He is.
So I was driving I was in the dairy. No, I was driving the dairy truck with my grandpa, and I would eat all the ice cream. I still eat too much ice cream to this day. I was totally spoiled.
Yeah.
And I got to have so much fun on the farm. And then we go to my other grandparents who live in town, and
This
they
is
had
on your father's side?
on my dad, my dad's
Woo,
side,
yeah.
and they live because my parents were high school sweethearts.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And so we would go. I was trying to get over this, and then we go. I learned how to water ski with them because they had this little old boat, and we go out water skiing. So I go water skiing. They didn't put me to work. I was water skiing
Okay, I'll just
with the
make
other
sure.
side.
It's like we're gonna put you out to water ski.
You know, so
Get
you know,
her off
like
the water, slide her down there.
Trouble.
this is what I have to deal with.
The very long man married to catch his family fed. Then one day he was shooting at some food and up through the ground, bubbling. Sorry.
I know that song.
You know that song.
I don't even know that song.
You don't know Beverly Hillbillies? Come on now. Go ahead.
It was in black and white when I was growing up.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. I would imagine because your experiences were so different
Yeah.
Yeah.
that they would have probably caused some issues maybe culturally, you know, as you're hanging around, you know, other people, especially black folks, you know, like, oh wait, you did what on a tractor? You did what? Water skiing? Like did you find
Right. I studied classical ballet. I studied classical singing.
Oh yeah.
Did you feel like you went through sort of an identity crisis?
Yeah.
Really?
sure.
Like, how did that manifest?
I think, but I don't. I think a lot of people go through identity crises, no matter if you're adopted or not. But I think I was dealing with my identity, trying to figure out where I belong, who am I, and like living in this in between. However, I'm going to be really honest. I had so much love.
That's what's up.
And
I can see that.
so much support.
Yeah.
And I was with the same kids from first grade to high school. So they were like my people.
That helped.
Yeah.
That helped. You didn't get to go from school to school.
You didn't feel that in the community that you lived in because it's a small town, right? You guys are in a small town.
Morgantown, West Virginia, Mountaineer.
Okay. All right.
I bleed blue and gold.
All right.
You know, I think that's interesting because, you know, my wife is biracial and I get this all the time. You know, there's this thing, you know, just, you know, having this honest conversation, especially, you know, me being a former athlete, you know, my wife is very fair skinned and people are like, oh,
they always say that.
You married a white girl. And then I'll go, oh, but my wife is mixed, right?
Yeah.
And well, look how light she is. I'm like, wait a second. And then it just becomes this, and people will attack me all the time on social. And I'm going, well, our president, Barack Obama, is half white, half white. I mean, half white, half black. Like, how come he's not considered that? And so then it kind of gets into this colorism. And so I ask you, how have you balanced that? Because I have daughters who are mixed. My wife, she's still, you know, sometimes she feels she's not black enough. She's not white enough. So it's like, where do I fit in?
All you got to do
like,
is
have you ever had that? Have you ever had that situation? Like where
you just got to wait till the police stop you and they'll know what you is. That's all. It's real simple. A police report. That's all it takes.
This guy.
I do this on purpose.
I definitely, let's see. So growing up, yes, I definitely dealt with that.
Yeah.
However, it really was kind of like in college when I started to have more experiences because at WVU, West Virginia University, all of a sudden there were kids from everywhere. All of us were from everywhere. Whereas in my hometown, we all grew up together. So I got a lot more diversity in college.
But you were the only black person for a long time?
Yeah. I mean, there were about like 5 other black kids that I could name.
There was Darnell. There was Marcus.
There was Rocky.
There was Rocky.
His sister.
They were all
Crystal.
on the football team. No, just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I think Rocky played basketball.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I told you. We have a real good guard. He plays point guard.
Yes. But there were like 5 of us, and we all knew each other.
Okay, that's
in
cool.
my high school.
Yeah.
Okay. How
And
many
then-
people in the high school? What was the population in high school?
Oh, gosh. I feel
500,
like there were
600?
like, something like that.
That's, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was small. It was
And,
small.
and you have because we're talking about identity crisis. You have an interesting, it's so interesting because obviously adopted by an all-white family, your biological parents mom white, father is
From
African
Sierra
from
Leone.
Sierra Leone.
Yes.
Okay.
And there's this like how do you identify? Like my wife, like till this day.
So
you
funny.
know,
People
she-
don't ask me this question. This is really
I
interesting.
only know this, and
Yeah.
I'll tell you because
It's-
sometimes, like when we first started dating, I would always get on my Nigerian horse. I'm Nigerian. I'm 100% Nigerian, and I'm just boosting myself up because I was made fun of. So I always kind of take this as I got 100% blood running through me, whatever.
And she's like, damn.
and she's like, and she was internalizing, not in a like upset with me. She knew where I was coming from.
Mm-hmm.
But then one day we just had a really deep conversation. She was like, it's hard for me to say I'm black. It's hard for me to say I'm white. When I say I'm black, I feel like I'm denying my mother. These are her words. When I say that I'm white, people look at me like, how dare you decline that you're black and your father is black? And then she feels like I'm denying my father. And it leaves her in this thing. And then if she's hanging out with her, friends that are all white, they don't like, oh, well, you're othered, right? And so it's this weird thing about identity. And so you're complex in that you grew up in an all-white family. You have half, your mother's white, your father's African from Sierra Leone. Like, was there an identity, or did you abandon identity?
I think for me, I pretty much identified as black.
Yeah.
And knowing that I'm make up both parts. And I grew up with a whole white family. I know that my birth mother's white. So that is part of who I am. I have to share something which is really powerful.
Sure.
That was given to me by one of my mentors, Ambassador Shabazz, Malcolm X's eldest daughter. We met in the post office. Wow. Believe it or not, when we used to mail things back in the day, right?
Back in the day, yeah.
Waiting in line.
Waiting in line. I'm like, excuse me. Like, she's 3 people back. You look just like Malcolm X's daughter. And she's very private. She's like, I am. I'm like, can I talk to you? And she's like, sure. So I go through the post office line and wait for her. And we talk for an hour. We become friends. It's a whole nother story. Yeah. But one of the things she said to me in that post office hour talking, she said to me, I get to claim all of it. She goes, I am all black. I am all white. I am all Muslim. I am all this. I am all that. She said, we don't have to go, I'm half this, I'm half that. She goes, I claim all of it.
Yeah.
And I was like, ooh.
I claim
So we get to be everything. So I get to be all of it.
Yeah.
I get to be both sides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me, and you guys probably saw this clip when, President Barack Obama explained like why he called himself, a black man instead of a biracial man, because he said something that I thought was so powerful. He said, well, it's just because this is the way society sees me.
Yeah.
And so it's interesting that is a different, there's a different angle to that, where one is, I love that I'm all of that because it makes me empathize with what my wife goes through on a daily basis.
Yeah.
And, and then you see another person who says, so really there isn't like a right or wrong answer as much as there's, this is my experience and this is how I choose to,
and you could talk to somebody else and they might say, I identify as biracial. Everyone, we all.
Tiger Woods got a lot of, Tiger Woods got a lot of mess.
Because he said stupid ass.
No, he said
he's cobbler Asian.
No, cobbler Asian.
That was dumb.
But why? But he's all of that. Like,
yeah, he's all of that. But we're talking about his mom and his father. Yeah. She's Asian, father's black.
But his father's biracial.
And but he was just, I'm cobbler Asian. We were like, yo, relax.
Yeah.
The problem is the way they were treating him in golf. They were being really nasty to Tiger Woods. It's white male dominated.
Yeah, sure.
Right.
Tiger Woods is coming close to Jack Nicholson's record because, it's just so funny because he has 5 Masters jackets.
Yep.
Tiger Woods got his first Masters jacket, one of the youngest guys to get a Master. So, Jack Nicholson is Jack Nicklaus is the golden bear of golf.
Sure.
6 Masters. So Tiger has a chance to tie him. So they're trying not to let this guy get that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to see golf, which is the white man's, holy grail, which, by the way, a black man invented the golf tee. George Grant was a dentist that invented the golf tee. Was a black dude that invented the golf tee because they used to play golf on little mounds of sand.
Okay.
Until this black dentist was like, here's a tee, but they didn't allow the black dude to come into the golf club. They didn't allow, he gave the tee. We're like, we appreciate that, close the door. You know what I mean? So Tiger Woods went through hell. Yeah. There's a footage of Tiger Woods. He's like 12 years old, and the guy's asking him. He's a professional golfer. He says, "So you think that what do you think you're going to do in this competition?" I was like, I'm going to win. He's like, my father said second sucks. I'm going to get in. He goes, "Oh, so isn't that a little arrogant?" He goes, "Why is it arrogant? I just want to win." But they were so nasty to him. They put nooses at some golf matches, nooses and stuff like that.
But
so
I wonder how much of that experience really changed the way he saw himself, because
he said cobbler Asian.
Caucasian,
we
black,
get it, but
Asian, Indian and Asian.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of black people are,
or Native American, should I say?
A lot of black Americans are a lot of things, like percentage-wise. But we're talking about the obvious. There's your Asian mama and your black daddy. Just say you're biracial.
But I'm gonna push back on this. And I wonder if you've been in these types of conversations, and I'd love to hear your perspective.
What is so interesting is that everyone identifies differently.
Yeah.
And it depends on the person.
Yeah.
And we also, I think, as human beings, don't allow people to identify how they want to identify.
Right.
And I think sometimes it gets a little... It's a lot. It becomes a lot. It becomes a lot. And it separates us. Like, I don't want
it separates us because it's under the umbrella of white supremacy. Let's just keep it 100. Because even Tyler, she just...
I love her.
Her last album, she only sold a couple thousand units because she was on The Breakfast Club. And they said, Charlemagne. Charlemagne's like, so... do you identify yourself as black, whatever? She didn't want to answer. She looked at her representative, didn't want to answer. He goes, oh, it's like that? So after that, black people canceled her because she said, I'm colored. He said, in America, that's South African apartheid categorization.
Right.
When I was in South Africa, I went to the apartheid museum and there was the colored. It was like, what is this? That's racist labeling. And then when she said it on the color, they were like, you're biracial, you're black.
Yeah, but see,
that's identifying. But I think that's another thing about how she. This is so interesting because they say colored there.
Yes.
So what I want to say is I had a woman interviewed. She's Indian and grew up in England, and they were saying, how do you feel about being a person of color? And she's like, she's this big PhD scientist, and she didn't know that terminology. Like, we have these ways that we identify in America that we're very clear about. Right. Yeah. And then people come over from other countries. I mean, even Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, love
the
her.
writer. Yeah. The author.
I interviewed her when I had a show on the Africa Channel, and I was interviewing people from the continent, authors from the continent. And she said, I didn't know I was black until I came to America.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's powerful.
Powerful.
Yeah. She was like the same thing with that. Okay, so I'm black now, but I'm called colored here. So how do I identify here? It's not that they don't.
Right.
I think it's like, I mean, and she's like, and then she said, then I started learning about African American history, and she did all this research, and now she embraces everything. But she was like, I'm just Nigerian. What do you mean I'm now black?
Right.
Which makes
it really has a lot to do with the region in the country that you grow up in, and how things are classified, and even in the times that you grow up in too, because the classification, I think about my father-in-law. My father-in-law, he still to this day has a hard time when people say black, because when he was growing up, like, they were called Negroes, and black was considered like this other thing, like, black. Like, it was and so he cringes when he hears people say, oh yeah, that's a black man. Like, ooh, like, I don't want to be triggered, but it triggers him. And for me, because of where I grew up, if somebody called me a Negro, hey, Negro, I'm like, So I'm sensitive to the idea that it is depending on the time and the era you grew up in, so for Tyler to get all of that heat and that flack about how she identified, especially growing up in a different country where they label things and the whole socialization was different. I thought it was, I think because there's a superior complex that you can get, like, hey, I'm in America, so you immediately have to do things the way we do things, and you're forgetting the entire experience she had prior to.
Well,
coming to this
she felt if I think because I understand her position, but I understand Black people that are supporting her, that are putting money into you. And you don't want to identify.
But then it gets
That's how they
trying to be
but I know
politically.
how Black Americans are.
You get into being politically correct and not. And to your point, hold on. Because to your point, you were saying it's a problem being able to identify as you are, and you have to try to figure out how am I going to be globally accepted by everyone. The truth is, you can't be globally accepted by everyone. How you identify yourself. It's like you are who you are.
But I also think I think it's important to learn about different cultures and how everybody identifies, and learning about the culture and where you are. And I grew up in America. My family is from Sierra Leone, so I identify also as African. So it's interesting. It's like I feel like I have multiple identities. I'm African, I'm Black.
I want to talk about
Sarah.
that. I want to talk about that. The very first time you stepped foot on the continent, what was that like? To meet you were away from your, and take us through the journey, because when you found out that you were adopted, you grew up, and then you got to a certain point where you had this itch. I need to know who my maternal and my paternal, where I came from. Take me.
So I found out that my birth mother had passed away of cancer when I would have been 11. So I didn't get to meet her, but I got to meet some of her family and see pictures and hear stories. And there are she loved to sing and dance and act. I look more like my father, actually.
I got you. Okay.
Yeah. I actually I think I look more like my father than our other siblings that are full African.
Oh, wow. Wow. That's crazy.
You got the strongest DNA.
I don't know. I look so much. And there's a picture of him when he was like in his 20s. And I was like, oh my gosh, that
looks like you.
And when I went to Sierra Leone, I'm jumping around, but I just this was a beautiful moment for me when I met my father's wife. So my father's name's Joseph. His wife's name's Mary. And just so
Joseph
interesting
and
biblical
Mary.
And she looked in my eyes. It was one of the most powerful moments for me. And she said, "You have your father's eyes." And when she said, "You have your father's eyes," it just touched my heart, because I didn't look like anybody growing up.
Wow.
And to be all the way in Sierra Leone and to look like him.
That's why I asked. I said, he has to say, what do I look like? And there's a person like,
it was just so
like
cool.
your ass.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of similarities in who he is and how he walks and how he acts. And when I'm jumping around, but when I got to my family's village, but I got to tell you the other part of it. But let me just tell you this one part. There's a woman and she goes, "Oh, look at her body. She has grandmother's body. That is Sarah. She is grandmother." So I got to look like my grandma.
Wow.
And she has grandmother's body.
So you met your
yes, my father.
That's crazy.
I said, I found my daughter. She's in the United States. She's going to come over. And she said, "Tell her to come soon." His mother, my grandmother, "Tell her to come soon. I'm getting old." So I went to her village. No one spoke any English. So I was like literally figuring out how to communicate in my little bit of Mende that I knew. And she was amazing and powerful. And everyone said I look like her. And she died 3 months after I met her. She knew it. She knew she was going to die soon. And I got to meet her and talk to her as that people were translating for me. It was wonderful.
It's so great.
But when I got to Sierra Leone, going back and landing in Freetown, which is where Africans who were enslaved in different places were returned, mainly in England.
Is that how we get the name Freetown?
That's how we get the name Freetown.
Okay.
So I'm in Freetown, getting to meet my family, and we go on what I call the Indiana Jones roads to Boompay, to my family's village. And my father gives me this beautiful green African dress. And when I arrive in the village, all the women come forward wearing the same green dress I had been given that morning. And they're singing. They're singing, "Para tang tang tang, para tang tang tang, para do adu way, pura Sarah go to." They're singing in Mende. We're preparing for Sarah.
That was cool.
I literally was pinching myself. I didn't win the basketball game. I wasn't the homecoming queen. I just showed up, and that was enough. And granted, it was enough then, but I kind of had a reality check, and I got to meet my father, Joseph, his wife, Mary, my sister, Jeneba, my brother, Hindobe, my other sister, Abi. And I was welcomed.
How old were you then?
I was 28. And I was welcomed with so much love And they had said, what do you like to eat? And I said, well, I love rice and I love chicken, not knowing that like you know, like all these hormones to pump and grow chickens there.
Yeah, go
like
get it.
you got to.
They're so small,
They're
too.
so small.
Yeah.
People were bringing chickens lined. I'm getting emotional because I just.
all right.
I'm
people
feeling the
were
story.
lined up bringing chickens to me because I said I love chicken. And live chickens are like, here, hold it. I'm like, I didn't hold chickens. They didn't make me hold chickens on my grandparents' farm in Illinois. So it was so beautiful. People were bringing me what they had in their family and what they had to feed their family to me. And I was visiting. Like the love. I said to someone, oh, I love your necklace. Oh, do you want it?
Wow.
I was like, no, it's okay. It's okay. So it was so powerful. Thank you for the tissue. It was so powerful. It was so beautiful. And I just got connected to a whole part of myself and a whole part, another part of me that I didn't know.
What were those first conversations like with your father? When you had those conversations, I mean, were they like 6, 7, 8 hour conversations, just you guys sitting down? Were they in bits and pieces? Like,
definitely. There were hours and hours that we spoke. We would talk for hours. Also, my uncle, the paramount chief, we'd sit down and talk, and just the respect that my family held, and not because, they're a royal family, and I don't mean to put quotes, they are a royal family, but the respect they held because of what they do for people.
Yeah.
Like that's one of the things I've learned about royalty, even globally. Different royals, you're born of service. You're to be of service. And so just sitting to talk, to learn about how my grandfather was Knighted Justice of the Peace by the Queen of England, and talking about the work that they had done in the country after, they separated from England in 1961, just learning about the history and I did an interview in Sierra Leone, and this young man came up to me. I talked about meeting my family, and he goes, you are a Pessoa? And I said, yes, I'm part of the Pessoa family. He goes, I studied about your family in my history books.
From where?
From my family.
No. But where did he?
He's actually in Sierra Leone.
Wow.
But I didn't know that my family was in history books. Like I started to learn, and then I went to the Sierra Leone embassy in New York. I'm jumping around, forgive me, but I went to the Sierra Leone embassy in New York, and I just wanted to learn more about my family. And I went in, and they're like, okay, who's this African American woman? I said, I'm part of the Pessoa family, and they stopped. And they said, you are a Pessoa? Do you know who your family is? Do you know what your family has done for education in our country? Do you know? And it was just like, I got this whole education from all the way in New York City about my family in Sierra Leone. Wow. So to me, learning about my family, learning about my heritage is like I'm walking in my grandfather's footsteps and my grandmother's. Carrying through what they've been doing about education. We work in public health, education, technology, and female empowerment in the country. And we've been doing work for years. And I just was like, okay, this is what we're doing. And I brought my parents who adopted me.
You jumped on the mission.
Oh yeah, this is what we do. I brought my parents who adopted me over, and they're like, okay, we're in, what are we doing?
Yeah.
So my parents have been doing work for the country. We all work together. It's like we all become one. We're not like, separate or anything like that. And my brother talks to all my family in America. They're all on Facebook and Instagram, and it's beautiful.
I got to ask you, because I had this thought about coming to America. And I wonder if there was this common thing, like once you find out like your royalty, like did you believe it at first?
No.
Were you skeptical? Like what? Like, come on.
She has her own money.
Yeah.
Can I tell you? When I went to Sierra Leone, they were like,
Stop it.
They said to me, does everyone think that Sierra Leone is like coming to America? And I said, I think so. They think the whole continent is like coming to America.
Because in my mind,
the movie, they thought it was hilarious.
Okay, because in my mind, I'm thinking like, if you're like, wait, I'm a what?
Yes.
Like I'm a princess.
Yes.
I'm like, because the first thing I would have thought, like, dang, I'm rich. I'm like,
we're in the money.
King Joffrey Jofar.
And so when did it sink in? Like, yo, I'm a princess.
It took a while.
Yeah.
It took a while. And my grandfather had his own musician that traveled with him
He has his own
Just to-
theme music?
Yeah. No.
How about you? Hey.
No, he had his own musician that just traveled with him to play
That's
music.
so gangster.
Isn't that amazing?
Wow.
It was so beautiful. I got to hear some of the music but what was your question? I'm sorry. What did you ask me?
I think I lost my question.
But you think
was it? Yeah, go
when you
ahead.
think
Oh, princess. Princess,
But you
thank
think
you.
about like a white princess. You think about like Cinderella, the other. You
Right.
never think like, oh, I am a prince. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yes.
racially, like we can be princesses.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
But there
saying?
have been
Like you don't.
there have been princesses and queens on the continent for
forever.
centuries.
Oh yeah.
For centuries. And you know, during the time when you talk about embracing the title princess, I didn't, because I didn't want people to think that I thought I was better. I had made up a story that's what I thought people would think.
Yeah.
And then a friend of mine, and then talking to a professor at a university, when I co-wrote a book called A Princess Found. It's a memoir about meeting my birth family and the tribe. And when doing a lot of research in Sierra Leone with my writing partner, Tracy, and then working with professors in the United States around the history, he said, England only wanted to have one Queen of England, and they got rid of a lot of titles and called a lot of people paramount chiefs and so on. So you actually embracing this title of who your family is and where you've come from is giving homage to them. It's owning the history of your tribe, of your family. So I started to realize, and then my other friend said to me, Black and brown little girls need to know that people who look like you can be a princess. And I said, okay.
I feel like your story should be not only a movie, but also should be seen, for little kids, like whether it's a cartoon or whatever.
Yes,
Like, I feel like
book.
Disney should be calling you up right now, or somebody should be calling you up. And
So the book, I sold the rights to Disney, and we're on hold for a long time with
trying
this
to take
movie. With this movie.
it has to happen, because I think Princess Tiana is fictional. But to actually know that Princess Sarah is a real person, to me, gives a life to a whole nother imagination in the way people can see themselves and in the power in that. Because I think the story is so amazing and motivational,
Animated series.
Yeah,
You narrated
I would love
a
that.
story about
Are you guys
me.
listening? Whoever's listening,
In fact, this is perfect.
You were going to say something.
I was just going to say, but
Go ahead.
Tiana, Anika Nani Rose, was my roommate in graduate school. We went to the same graduate school. She plays Tiana.
That's
Nika Nani Rose.
insanity.
So there was one time where we were somehow messaging each other. I don't know if she will remember this, but she's like, we were in the same magazine, and she said, wait a second, you're a princess in real life, and I'm in the same magazine being the first Black Disney princess. And I'm like, how cool is this?
Wow.
Isn't that cool?
Ethnicity. We were talking about princesses in the past. I want to bring some of this up because we had Nefertiti, Cleopatra from ancient Egypt.
Right.
Amina of Zaria from Nigeria.
Yes.
Yeah, Ya Asantewa from Ghana. Queen Nandi of the Zulu Kingdom in South Africa, the mother of Shaka Zulu.
Mm-hmm.
You had Queen Amina of Zaria. You had all of these Cleopatra.
And still.
Nzinga.
Yeah.
You had Nzinga, who was...
And they're princesses now.
Yeah, you had a lot of like warrior princesses like Nzinga who ran, Makeda, the Queen of Sheba, that's Ethiopia, legendary Ethiopian monarch. So there was a lot of Black queens. And you know what? There was royalty in Europe, Black royalty in Europe. They hid a lot of it. There were a lot of Black royal people in Europe.
You know who does it so, who highlighted that in such a beautiful way, one of my dearest sheroes is Shonda Rhimes.
Shonda.
How so? How did Shonda?
In one of the episodes of Bridgerton, she has a moment. This was so powerful. I kept getting all of these messages. People were text messaging me. Have you
Season
seen
1?
it?
Yeah.
It's actually in...
You watch Bridgerton?
In Queen... Actually, it's not in Bridgerton. It's in Queen Charlotte, I believe.
Queen Charlotte,
in
the Black...
Queen Charlotte.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
The woman, she brings her son in, and he's like, did I do a good job, mommy? And she said, yes, you did a wonderful job. You did a wonderful job. She said, but we were kings and queens first in Sierra Leone. Bumpe, she said, Mende Ingao tribe. That's what I am. I'm a Mende Ingao tribe.
Sick. Isn't that
And I was like, wait a second. So she's like, remember that we were royalty before we got to England. That's what she says. And I kept getting text messages. Have you watched this episode? They're talking about your tribe. Da-da-da.
what
And I was
episode
like,
is that?
I don't know. It's
What
on my
season?
Instagram.
I'll find it.
You
Yeah,
gotta find it.
I
You
just
gotta
wanna-
find it.
Yeah.
I don't even watch Bridgerton, but I'll just watch that.
But
no,
it's
this
the
is Queen and
separate one.
Charlotte.
It's
Yeah,
Queen
Queen
Charlotte.
Charlotte.
When they
Queen
talk about the Queen's
That's
whole
great.
journey.
That's great.
And it's really powerful.
It's real.
And it was a moment I'm like, thank you. Thank you
What
for
did that
saying
feel
what
like?
we know.
What did that
I
feel
felt
like?
like it was like recognition from somebody who has so much power. She has so much power. She has such a platform, such a voice.
Yeah.
And for her to say, to recognize this Amende tribe that's from Sierra Leone.
Have you met Shonda Rhimes?
I've not yet.
Oh,
No,
that's
I
gonna
met her
ready.
one time.
That's gonna happen.
Yes.
One time at this club, and she was like, "Oh, you're so talented." And she walked. I was like, "That was Shonda Rhimes."
Yeah.
Oh,
You're like, do you
how
need
can I
me?
be on Grey's Anatomy?
You want to
She
be
just
on
left.
Grey's?
She just kept
I love it. I love
But
it.
yeah, I just met her one time. It was really cool. She was
Yeah.
very nice to me.
Yeah, one of the last monarchies on the continent is in Swaziland and Eswatini, also
Yeah, I've
known
been
as
to Swaziland.
Eswatini.
Yeah.
And I interviewed the eldest daughter, the princess, and she's amazing. We've become friends. She's extraordinary. And learning about all these different cultures. I have a podcast interviewing royalty from around the world.
And what's the name of that podcast?
It's called Modern Royalty Podcast.
Modern Royalty Podcast.
Modern royalty.
Modern royalty. So I interview Princess El Johara of Saudi Arabia,
Yep.
Princess Akshita from India. Let's see. Princess Nejla from Jordan. So there's royalty all over the world of all different backgrounds. I'm interested in the history and the culture and learning about the country through these eyes of royals, which get people in and excited. But really, it's like, how do we learn about each other?
It's an interesting concept to have that conversation as a princess. And you have this royal conversation from all the conversations you've had. What's the thing that you've gathered the most that is the common thread that kind of links all of the royals from different cultures?
Service.
Service.
Everyone is born into service. You are of service. You are always thinking about others. It's not just about yourself.
Really?
Ever.
Sometimes I have the thought that some royals, like families, are let
We're
them
ba-
eat cake. That like
Yeah.
Marie Antoinette type. Just
Yeah.
let the people suffer, and they're looking down on everyone. When I think about England, the royal family, I think, well, I loved Princess
I haven't
Diana.
interviewed anybody from the royal family. I've interviewed people
I
from
love
other
Princess
countries.
Diana.
Yeah.
She was great.
Ah.
She was about service. That's why they hated on her. So when I look at what happened to her, it's very suspect to me.
Yeah.
Because she was like, and I saw an interview with Princess Diana. They said, and Barbara Walters was like, so do you think they like you? He goes, they don't like me. They don't want me here. They don't like what I do. Because she would like go to Africa, hug babies, and she was friends with everybody. She was that's why I'm surprised that her sons are not talking to each other. You notice that they're still fighting, but Harry is the good one, and the other guy, he's becoming like Prince Charles, like he's getting real, just what I'm saying, just old
I
school.
feel like there's so much pressure.
Yeah.
This is another thing that
Yeah.
I've learned from interviewing royals from around the world.
Yeah,
The pressure to be whoever you're supposed to be
yeah,
is no joke.
right.
And I didn't even and not everyone is like that. Like every royal that I've interviewed, they're all very different. Cultures are all very different. But some that I've interviewed, not Princess El Johara,
Yeah.
but other ones I've interviewed, there's a lot of pressure of who you're supposed to be. There's not a lot of leeway.
No,
Yeah.
right.
So, and I think we
yeah.
didn't grow up I grew up in a very different way than everybody else, but it's just really interesting.
They
And you
expect.
talk about that pressure, and I think about, just up the road here in Santa Barbara, Meghan Markle, and the amount of pressure and the criticism. What do you make of Meghan Markle and jumping into service and the pressure she's under? Because, you hear it on both sides.
Right.
And have you had any conversation with her? Because that'd be an interesting one to have
I
her on
haven't had
your
a conversation
podcast.
with her yet. It would be very interesting because I can make all kinds of speculations and guesses like we all do, but until I feel like you really get to know a person and their background and their story, we really can't make judgment. There are two sides to every story.
Yeah.
And I really think, and the reason is because people did that to me. Oh, girl finds out she's a princess in West Africa. Let's attack her. I mean, people came after me left and right when I was first in the media.
For what reason?
Exactly. Like, what was, I just found
they
my
just
family.
hear princess and go, oh, here we go.
Here we go. You're a
Yeah,
princess.
horse and carriage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or whatever. People just like come
Yeah.
after you.
Yeah.
I mean, You too. Anybody, people who are out there,
always.
when you guys are people
Always.
who are known. People want to come after you no matter what.
Of course.
It doesn't matter what you do.
No.
That pressure conversation is a real and this is, I hope I don't minimize the pressure of service and, like what, some of the royal families, the pressure that they have. But the only thing I can just kind of snap onto is, for me, I had a brother who's outstanding in football. And to come in after him, after he's all this, all everything, and to come in after that and to feel the weight that I have to have the same level of performance and not even be able to play the way I can play, but I had to play like him or better to be seen or recognized. And that's just something very small in comparison to the weight of a community of people who are looking to you to serve in a certain way. That's big time pressure.
Yeah.
And I wonder, because, I think back to some of the interviews and again, like Meghan Markle, and I just think, wow, like no one really knows what that pressure is like, because it's easy to be on the outside and go, you should be like this. In football, we call it Monday morning quarterback. You should have thrown it there. You should have tackled right there.
Yes.
It's easy to say that on Monday.
But you're in the moment. You got to make all the
right.
yes.
Exactly.
It is.
Yes.
And that's the pressure. That's the real pressure.
I think as human beings, we need to give each other some grace without always thinking
say
the
that
worst
again.
of everyone.
Yeah.
Like, goodness gracious.
I try to assume, and sometimes I get blasted for this, but I genuinely try to assume the best in people first, and I allow whatever the experience is, if they betray that or whatever, and then I respond for that. Because I think, to assume the worst to me, is drinking poison like bitterness and hoping for the other person to die.
Right.
Like that's the consumption. I see that a lot in society.
Yeah.
And of course, with all the social and stuff like that, it's very easy to kind of dig into that. But I try to assume the best in people.
One of the things my mom would always say growing up, if somebody was acting a certain way or being nasty, instead of jumping on the bandwagon, like going, oh, that person, she'd always go, I wonder what's going on with them.
It's
to
usually
have them
that.
act that way.
It's usually that.
Like, what's going on over there?
But it's always unresolved, though. That's why when nowadays, therapy is a big thing,
No,
especially
it's
amongst our
important.
folks.
Yeah.
But you don't have time to figure out, well, let me look at all the trauma that they went through and they probably grew up. Yo, he's calling me I don't like what you touch. Yo, shut the, because as a live performer, you've been there.
I'm
You
sure.
got people with all kind of problems yelling out at you. I don't know that, he just lost his puppy. I'm like, yo, shut your dumb ass up. But I don't have time to go, he lost his puppy.
No, I
had to
hear
talk
you.
about his mama. Had to talk about his mama, man. He was interrupting the show. I ain't got time for that. You know what I mean? I don't give a damn about his little ass puppy. I don't really give a damn. You should have said, hey man, I lost my puppy, my fault. Like if you heck and go, I'm crazy. I got schizophrenia. So I'm gonna yell at you, but you gotta forgive me. Then I'd be like, my man got schizophrenia. He didn't know, but it doesn't work that way.
You have to kind of you have to kind of give that out at first, right?
Yeah, let the heckler do that. Go, hey man, I had real bad family life. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little slow. I was dyslexic. So when I say stuff to you, that's the reason. I wish hecklers would at least have empathy and diagnose themselves before they yell at it. I just want to tell you ain't funny, but let me tell you the reason. Because I ain't. And I am insecure.
I would love to actually see you in that situation. I want to see him in that situation and see how that would be a whole 4 hour.
That would be great. I'm a heckler.
Back and forth.
I'm gonna tell you why I'm a heckler. My daddy left when I was 5.
You would get so you're like, okay, keep moving. You would get so bored with that.
I'd be like, all right, man, just say I ain't funny. Shut up.
Yeah. I got a question. Why do you think people are so infatuated with the royal family? Whether it's the royals in the UK or just royalty in general, there is this infatuation, especially with the British royal family. Like it's just like somebody farted today, somebody jumped out, somebody got out of the limousine
and
wrong.
No one cares.
It is. Where does this infatuation come from?
That's a great question. I know the royal family in England is all over the media all the time. They're always part of it. So then when you see people who are in the media, you want to know more about them.
Yeah.
But that's interesting. I think a lot of people in royal families have been, now if we go back in history, a lot of the historic around the world royal families were also the warriors. They were the ones fighting for the people so people would give them money. Oh, you're taking care of us? You're going to protect us? We're going to, and they would revere them. But now I feel like it's become a little bit more.
I think it's, hey, we're better than you.
Some.
Fancy,
Yes.
schmancy, and there's a vision of perfection there, which is like
but
bad.
that's also. But I want to
think.
just take us back that we're always thinking that's. I feel like we're thinking just of certain royals.
Yeah.
But if we talk about royals from other countries, they're not all like this.
But the thing is that's not what the media shows all the time.
No.
Every other show is
Exactly.
about the Borgias, and it's always a white, European royal
Why you
family.
sitting- why
We
you
don't-
sitting up
It's
straight like
always
that?
this. You ever see those posters when they have like
right.
Downton Abbey and all the
Yeah.
But it's never like, I would love to see a series on an Arab royal family.
Yeah. Yes.
And an African royal family.
Oh, don't
It's
worry, I'm
always-
working on it.
Yeah, but it's always a European visual. Like when we were in school, we learned about the Prussia and the families of Prussia and the Borgias and this is that. And the Habsburgs but it's not about Nzinga and it's not about your people. We need to see that. It's media. So in our heads, we think royalty, we think white automatically, just the European, and then all the TV shows we watch.
Yeah.
Or
It's
Disney,
always-
like
or
not
Disney.
having enough.
Right.
Like
That's what I mean. I think it's a
and it's
media
not even
thing,
to me like representation feels like begging in that I have to beg, like, but it actually exists, right? Like
Yeah.
it is actually exists. It's like I don't even want the representation. I want to just tell the stories, like to know your story, and to know that there's so many other stories like that. Because one of the things that's always irritated me is, and even with my kids in school now, it's like, Black History Month is the same thing every single year. The
Usual
history
suspects.
lessons doesn't change. I'm like, wait a second, but what about this history and what about that history? And I believe like having you here today as a princess telling your story
History.
allows other people to go, wait, I want to learn more about other royal families, and to have that thing go viral and to people go for research. Did you know about this princess? Did you know about that princess? Because I also think too, there's a sense of empowerment. Because if you tell the slavery story long enough, you stay in that zone. But if you tell this story, because the minute you hear royal, there's this aspiration. Okay, just say royal.
Yeah.
And there's this aspiration, there's this level because of service, because of all of the things that comes with it. I think it kind of gives us this boost to me in confidence, because I think there's this thing this cyclical thing that happens, like you were enslaved, Jim Crow, and we tell the same story over and over again until it just kind of manifests in how we move and we materialize in the world. And I'm like to know that like what coming to America did for me in the time that I was growing up, when I was being made fun of as the African kid on campus, it gave me this sense of, even though it was fictional, imagine if it was reality. I mean, I might have acted a straight fool in school. You can't tell me nothing.
Yeah.
I have my own money. Move. We go. You know, like.
And no, I was just thinking because I'm a asshole. But when it was like when you
You're a
saw,
good
when
guy.
you thought, when
You're
you
a
ta-
good
when
guy.
you thought Royal, I was like, you don't know nothing about Crown Royal. You don't know nothing about no Crown Royal. We're talking about we ain't royal, man. Crown Royal, baby. You know, south side of Chicago, goddamn. Crown, you never had Crown Royal? Hey, George, you ever had Crown Royal? Boy, I don't know what you talking about. I had
And
Crown
now
Royal.
Crown Royal's gonna be the sponsor of your podcast.
I'll take it. 'Cause I was like, because I did a joke about, I was imitating Paul Mooney, and we were talking about Meg Markle. Because Meg Markle was on Oprah, and she was crying, going, yo, I didn't know they were so racist. And, she was going through a lot of hell because Harry picked her. And I'm like talking like, how are you going to be surprised that the whitest family on the planet is being racist? They're the whitest family on they probably don't do racism like the lower people do. Like, get out of here. They're probably like, well. Have a little color in the family now. That's the rich racists. They're like, I wonder what the baby's going to look like. Maybe a bit of tint.
A bit of what?
A bit of tint.
Bits of what?
A tint.
Oh, tint.
Oh, tint.
A little
Oh,
Like,
tint.
I think the baby might be a little tinted, what you say. And you know what's funny? And Meg Markle goes,
What's funny is you.
and Meg Markle said, they were sitting there saying, we were wondering what the baby was going to look like. I was like, I was too. Because we wanted to see if it's still going to be light skinned. Like, because there's Harry who's recessive, who's red hair, and you got a biracial. I said, I wonder what's gonna come out like. Like a red afro going, Daddy, Mommy, where's my afro pick? I'm just looking, should I relax it? I don't know. I was like, and Oprah was like, I was wondering, shit, what the hell? I want to see if there's still gonna be a little blackness and a little glaze of Negro. The little kids like
my
this.
goodness.
Turn your face this way. Now you look a little more Caucasian.
Oh my goodness. I was trying to have a serious conversation.
But
I was trying to get my Mel Oprah on. I was trying to get my Mel Oprah on.
And I was like, I had Crown Royal in my head. And I was looking, I was picturing the purple bag where they put the, Crown Royal. And I said, like, Paul Moody be like, Meg Markle, you ain't royal, you Crown Royal.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, you black, you goddamn Crown Royal. Oh. She thought she was royal. You're Crown Royal.
All right, I got some royal questions for you. This one.
Don't get her twisted. She's just as crazy as I am. She jokes all the time. She's trying to be like this. Let's get on with it. She's like.
Is this the non-royal side?
This is BS right now. She is alive. No, she jokes all day.
I do joke all the time.
All day.
Princess Sarah, tell us the truth. Are you a jokester and you're also
I have multiple.
That's what's great about her. She's a princess, but she's the first to be like this. What's up, boy?
Do you start walking differently once you like? Did you be honest? Don't lie to me.
Okay.
When you found out you were princess, did you go like in the mirror somewhere and go?
Do you wave like this now?
It's like, I'm gonna try to do this a little different.
She doesn't wave like this no more. She's like this. Remember?
Be honest. How do you wave? So you see your homegirl down the street. How do you wave? So you say no. We redefining this royalty thing. I got a whole new wave.
Right?
Redefining
royalty.
Yeah, we ain't doing this no more.
Redefining it. There's so many different parts.
Yeah. Kanye West, Diamonds from Sierra Leone.
Yes.
He's talked about that. I've never been to Sierra Leone. I've got a good friend, Peter from Sierra Leone.
Yeah.
A lot of Americans know about Sierra Leone from that Kanye West song.
Right.
What's the history? Did you get a chance when you stepped into Sierra Leone to learn? Did you inquire about the diamonds? It's big business in Sierra Leone.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
So I spoke with Amnesty International, Partnership Africa Canada. I went to a diamond conference, and when they were fighting about everything with Ed Zwick about the movie that he did called Blood Diamonds.
Yeah,
right?
DiCaprio and Jaimin Hansen.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I've learned a lot about what's happened, and a lot of the diamonds now are conflict free, and they're doing a lot of work around that. But it was a big issue, and also the exporting all the timber out. There's an iron ore.
Just taking every resource
there's a lot
and
of
keeping the
resources.
people poor. Yeah. Keeping the people poor.
Mali, no, not Mali. It's Burkina Faso.
Burkina Faso, Ibrahim Traore and Mali and Niger kicked out France because, Macron is going crazy.
Right.
He's like, but you need us. You have to. He's angry because he says, you guys need us. You take $500 billion out of Africa every year. Without Africa, France collapses. Jacques Chirac was one of the presidents of France, said, without Africa, France is nothing. The reason why the Eiffel Tower is built because of Haiti paying back money to them for freeing themselves from slavery. Haiti paid for the Eiffel Tower. You know what I'm saying? So they constantly come into Africa. They've been taking all the resources. The people are dirt poor. They take the currency, ruin the currency. That's what London was doing, ruining the currency because they're afraid. Yeah. That's why Gaddafi. Yeah. Gaddafi was like, I want you guys to have your gold. I want you to have your own money. And they were like, we can't have this. And they don't want Africa to be a self-contained, self-developing country. They want to run everything and keep all the black people poor.
Africa as a continent being self-sustained, better for Africa or worse for Africa?
Better. Because we have the knowledge. We have smart people.
Yeah.
It's just about having resources. And we have infrastructure problems. Look at Nigeria. It's China putting money into the infrastructure of Nigeria.
Yeah.
But hopefully it's on a like an equal, it's more of a symbiotic relationship, not we got your infrastructure, we take all your, you're not going to recolonize Africa, which that's important. But Nigeria, you never know. But why can't, like, Ibrahim Traore, he's like, we're
from Burkina Faso. Yeah.
Burkina Faso says we're building our own stuff. We have our own construction people. We're smart. Africans are the smartest people on the planet, and they're inventing things out of nothing. Why can't we have the resources and the infrastructure and see what Africa does? You can see in Sierra Leone and Nigeria how it looks now. Before you used to in the 80s and say you'd be like, yo, it looked underdeveloped. Now it's like. You see architecture.
I believe in the movement of what the president of Burkina Faso is doing, because it is interesting to see I didn't know, like, growing up as a kid here in Los Angeles, I didn't know what the motherland looked like, and I've had the privilege of going to 8 different countries in Africa, and I'm going, wait, like, there is so much wealth here, there is so much the smartness, all of it. It's just so, I'm overwhelmed when I look. I'm going, wait, there's no reason why this continent couldn't be better. And then once I started to understand the history, and a lot of this history that I love that you talk about, like, once I started to learn the history and, like, seeing this stance, I hope that this starts to become contagious throughout all of Africa. So we talk about 154, one continent, 54 countries.
There it is.
If all 54 countries
it's a wrap.
take part and say, hey, look, we're going to take our country back.
It's a wrap.
It'd be interesting to see the implication
of
on the outside.
Well, the problem is also, like, Julius Malema, who I follow, when I was in South Africa performing for Mandela's grandchildren, I heard about this Julius Malema. He's like the Malcolm X. He has the EFF. He has that federation. And he's always been, they were like, oh, Julius Malema, he's crazy, he's crazy. I go, no, he's not. He's talking about the freedom of South Africa. He's talking about we have to get out of this apartheid mentality. So a lot of the Africans were very like, well, we don't want to talk too much. Julius Malema's crazy. I go, no, he's not. Now he's coming into the forefront. And everybody's like, yo, Julius Malema was right. Because even Elon Musk was speaking against Malema, saying, he's trying to talk about violence against the Afrikaners, who are the Dutch people that came in the 1600s, who have overstayed their welcome and need to leave because they got a town in South Africa called Orania that doesn't allow black people in it. They made a town in Africa that doesn't allow black people in it.
So that meant South Africa?
In South Africa, yeah.
You go to the blackest continent to make a town that don't allow black people in it. It's some sick shit. It's still going on today. So
they just had a thing on it on 60
Minutes. And the problem with the African continent too is that they boarded, Europeans boarded off the African continent, where you need a passport to go to the next country. But in Europe, you could take a train from Italy to there. It's border free. But they purposely kept Africans away from each other to carve up, they had that big conference in the 50s to carve up Africa. And once we take these borders that they put down there, Africa coming together, it's a wrap. It's over. And they know that. It's a wrap. You get us together, and you know what I love? That Ibrahim Traore is they had in Jamaica, they had big celebrations for Ibrahim Traore in Jamaica and all of the Caribbean. I think the reason why there's division with Africans and Caribbean is because there's a fear. Everybody's afraid. They want to see an example of, we actually can stick together. So with Ibrahim, he's so dope with it right now. And he has military backing him up. So he's like, nah, I ain't afraid of this. You getting out of our country. We're going to put all our people to work. Now everybody's starting to go, hey, so now it was fear. I think it's more fear.
Fear of what though?
Fear of not working. It not working, because they always used to say, like, J. Edgar Hoover, who ran the CIA, said the biggest threat to American security is a black messiah. We can't have a black messiah. We got to shut it down. CIA purposely did that. Malcolm X's family is suing the CIA right now for about $100 million for the assassination of their father. They knew it wasn't black people, it was CIA. So I think that to see somebody doing something and really thoroughly going through the plan is giving black people hope. No. What he's doing is so major.
That's pretty
so
incredible.
Once we get those barriers down, and all Africans from different, it's a wrap and they know it.
Yeah.
You know?
I want to take a turn because my mind went to something as you were talking about, you know, like the African countries taking it back. And I was kind of going back to adoption. About there's so many people out there who've been adopted and maybe not have anyone to speak life into them if they're feeling like maybe othered or feeling like they don't belong or don't know their origin story because they haven't had the fortune to find their, you know, their biological family. What would you say, you know, to a kid who doesn't feel like they're wanted?
So I used to run an adoption affinity group, actually, at the Oakwood School. And all the students, we would come together and have conversations. And it was amazing. It was kind of like this incredible support group. And often, sometimes I would bring in an adoption therapist to talk to them and to their parents, who was a professional in the field. Yeah. But also, it's what I also share with people who are adopted, and especially young people. Sometimes we don't know the circumstances of our birth parents. And my birth mother had health issues, and if she hadn't placed me in adoption, I would have been without a mother at a very young age. So it's really interesting. We get so hurt and feel unwanted and so on. Sometimes they're violent situations. Everyone has a different story about why they're placed in adoption. And I read a letter from, and I told my students this, I read a letter from my birth mother, and my birth name was Esther Elizabeth. And she said, I want Esther Elizabeth to know that placing a child in adoption is one of the hardest things in the world to do. Sure. And she said, I want her to know that I love her and I hope to meet her in heaven one day. And one of the parents of one of the adopted students said, you always share about your father's side, but could you share about that letter from your mother? She said, because I feel like sometimes our kids don't know what the birth families might be going through. So I think that's what I would share with young people and adults for that matter. We don't know. This is when I come back to what people have been through. And reading that, like, as adopted folks, we tend to feel unwanted and we need to prove ourselves. We usually adopted kids, when talking to an adoption therapist, she shared this, we either become overachievers or we act out so much. I'm going to be so great so you love me and you won't want to replace me. I'm going to act out so much to see how much you really love me. So there's like a thing that we do. A trauma. So what I'd say is, like, be great to yourself, be patient with yourself, and know that your parents probably did the best that they could. And sometimes people are born out of rape. I mean, it's a difficult situation. That's not my situation, but I'm just saying.
So many different variables with that. And, you know, I do have to ask, like, on your mother's side, she writes that beautiful letter. What happened with your father? How did your father and your mother get separated?
So my father came over from Sierra Leone. We didn't even talk about that. And to go to school in West Virginia. His brother was already there going to school.
That's how they do it.
He met my mother and they spent the summer together. He didn't know she was pregnant. She didn't know she was pregnant. He had gone back to school in another part of West Virginia. She reached out and she said, I'm pregnant, but he goes, okay, so what should we do? And she said, you should stay in school. I'm going to take care of her. And he said, okay. She kept me for 9 months. And then she said, you know, this is too hard. I think we should really give her to a family who can give her everything she needs. You're away in school. You should stay. And I think this is too hard. So that's when I was adopted. And I said to my birth father, if there's a day that goes by that you feel guilty, please don't. Because you've given me one of the best families in the world.
Man, for real.
And now I'm going to get to know you too. So how do we do this?
How does your adopted father and your father, I'm going to call it your bonus father.
So I call my father and my dad.
Your father and your dad.
Yes.
How do they get along now?
Oh, great. I took them over. I took my parents
Oh, that's great.
to meet my birth family in Sierra Leone. And it was magical. And they've traveled the world. So they were so helpful. They were probably more comfortable than I was the first time meeting everybody, because I was like kind of overwhelmed by everything.
Yeah.
But they were just.
This is your uncle. This is your cousin. This is your.
Everyone's
and they're speaking Mandy. She don't even know it.
Right? It was wonderful. And my mom, who was an educator, she's since passed away, but she actually was doing we were doing classes with the kids. It was so fun. It was so special.
So your adoptive mom passed away?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Both my birth mother and my adoptive and my mom who raised me both have passed away.
Okay.
So my dad and my birth father are still alive.
around. Okay.
Isn't that
Look at
interesting?
that. That's wild.
Usually it happens the other way around.
The other way around.
That's
I was gonna say that. It happens the other way
Yeah.
around.
So crazy.
Yeah.
You know, I had this, just hearing your story makes me think about, my childhood and just growing up. And, I remember just like getting into some silly fights. I think, I've talked about it, where you're telling other kids, oh, you African, this African, this. And it's like, but you're African too. No, my mama from Louisiana. I'm Creole. I'm this. I'm that. It's just I got Indian in my blood. That was the thing.
See the baby hair?
Yeah, you see the baby hair.
See the baby hair? That's Choctaw. That's Choctaw. That's Choctaw. That's Choctaw.
Yeah, Choctaw. Yeah, right.
That's Choctaw.
They would just say all these different things. I'm going, oh, okay, but you're like, you look, and so there's this separation, and just how cool would it be? And what do you think? Do you think every Black American should try to find out their roots? Because
I
what
think
if
it'd
we
be
are
amazing.
amongst a bunch of royals and we don't even know it? Like, it'd be cool if some of my homies from school, and I'm like, man, I didn't know I was supposed to be calling you sir this and, Prince this. Like, it makes me wonder how many other people are from royal families and don't even know it.
Or even just royal or not, just amazing.
Where are you from? Where's your family?
We all are.
But we call
all
each other
are.
king anyway.
That's right.
What's up, king? What's up, queen? We gonna tack it on anyway. Call me
That's right.
Lord, dog.
But you know what's so funny is I see people, there was a woman I saw the other day and I'm like, where's your family from? You look just like my family. Where's your family from? I said, my family's from Sierra Leone. She goes, well, I'm from Louisiana, but maybe I am. She was so excited.
That's crazy.
So it was just like, people want to know.
Of course,
It's just like, there's been a disconnect.
And have you noticed this? I know I can literally look, and you said it earlier, like I can look at someone and going, wow, like that person's Nigerian. And I go, excuse me, are you Nigerian? Nah, I ain't Nigerian. And I'm like, I don't know if anyone's told you, but you are definitely educated, because you can tell by features.
It's like so many. Yeah, when I was in Jamaica a couple months ago, I was like, everybody looks the same.
Yeah.
Saw some girls. I go, oh, they must be Jamaican. What's up? We from Georgia? I was like, it's like they look. Everybody, we're from the same.
We're all the same.
Man.
When I was in Cuba, I went to Cuba on a study visa, and I was in Cuba, and there was this guy who looked, I had just come from Sierra Leone. I looked at him, I'm like, it looks like they brought you from Sierra Leone here and you're speaking Spanish. It was just like, it was incredible. We're everywhere.
And they're Southwestern Nigerians, Cubans are.
Yeah.
They come straight from Southwest Nigeria, Yoruba. Because they got Santeria, which is the Orishas, which is Chengo, Elegua. Those are the Yoruba gods.
Yeah.
They are straight from Nigeria. Because you talk to old Cuban, like elderly Cuban, when I would talk to them in New York, I say, hey, ¿qué país? They say, Cuba, Havana. And I say, I'm Nigeria. Nigeria, mi abuela. Mi madre es Nigeria. Nigeria, la historia de Cuba es Africa. Oh yeah, they break it down.
The history of the family.
Because
you think I knew some
because they
Spanish,
listen to
did you?
rumba. Because rumba is like literally the root of salsa, but it sounds exactly like Nigerian juju.
Oh, sounds
exactly like it.
It's funny. I for years I danced in a professional salsa company, urban Latin theater dance company.
Cool.
So when we were in Cuba with the drums, I was just so at home.
African.
I was so at home, and I had just found my family in Sierra Leone.
Yeah.
And it was just like, we're all connected.
It's so
and
African.
I think it's something for all of us to remember. I think sometimes we go like, oh, I'm from Louisiana, I'm from here, I'm Jamaican. We're all one.
54.
We're all one.
Everybody got a drum circle. Everybody got a damn drum circle and eating rice with meat on it. I'm tired of it. And then you see a fried banana. Can we all just shut up? Why are you eating a fried banana though?
Everywhere.
We're connected by the big yellow banana. I say plátano, tostone, banana, dodo.
Oh, that's a good dodo.
plantain.
Oh, yeah.
And then when I was in Amsterdam, when I do comedy for Surinamese people, the Surinamese people look like us. They speak Dutch. I'm like, I go to a Surinamese restaurant, my friend Roger, he's from Utrecht. No, Eindhoven. Black, we look like cousins. And I go, we want to go get some Surinamese food. Surinamese is a Dutch colony by South America. And I go, all right, we go there. Man, I'm like, there's a big ass plantain. It's like that. Ooh. I go, there go that god dang banana again. It's called Bacabana.
Bacabana.
Bacabana is plantain. I said, we all connected. You go to to Holland, they look like us. They're from Curaçao, and they speak Dutch, and we look exactly alike. What they did was toss everybody everywhere.
Yeah.
They just write them like, you there, you there, you there, and now fight each other.
Yeah. And now we're finding each other.
We're fighting to fighting. Look at that, baby. That was like that. And now we're finding each other.
I love that.
Fighting to find each other. That's hardcore.
I mean, your story is exactly that. What would you say to a role? If you had a role opportunity to play a queen, a princess, do you take that role?
Of course.
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
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 Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
I would love that.
How soon do you think Disney would act? Would you, if Disney say, "Yo, we'll give you back," you take it to Netflix? You take it to Netflix to somebody who's
Netflix Africa.
Yeah.
Ooh. There's Netflix Africa.
Well, she's already, the rights has gone to Disney.
Yeah.
I want to get Disney to make that because I want to see
How
it.
long do they have it? They have it whatever.
I need to look back through all the numbers.
Yeah.
We can talk
That's
about
all
it.
legal stuff, man.
Unless you
offline.
write something, unless you write an offshoot for something else for Netflix Africa, just do a different type of thing. You know what I mean? Because there's Netflix Africa.
Yeah. The story is powerful. You know, another thing, I don't know if you do this because you and I are different age gap. The age gap is different here. But growing up, I always felt weird about this, but there's this whole, bowing down is that something in Sierra Leone? Because I don't know the Sierra Leone culture.
Bowing down to
a
elders
to a chief, to an elder, you have to.
My friend used to do that.
To your elders, you have to go.
Yeah, you had to bow down.
I mean, and it's changed. It used to be to where you lay flat down. And then it kind of, as the generations go on,
they're like, I can't go down there.
And they just kind of touch the floor, and then it's just kind of the
ground
bow,
kind of dirty.
And now it's kind of,
I've seen my friend used to do that. He's Yoruba, and his grandfather was chief, and he would go all the way down. We were in Chicago. We would walk. I was like, it's like that.
Yeah, because like when my family would bring other families into our home to live with us that came from Nigeria, like my father would come, and then they would just lay down on the floor. I'm like, whoa. What's going on here? My dad wasn't a chief or anything. Like, it's just because he's the elder out of respect.
Yeah.
And kind of like in Japan.
Like in Asian culture, you have to.
You bow, although I did jack up my back just because I'm serious.
You're really tall.
That's a long way to come down.
And I was trying to be
like
so respectful of the culture. And I'm sitting out there working the Olympics, and I'm out there for 30 days. I'm not joking. Like, my back, I was like, I don't want to be disrespectful, but my back can't take this anymore because, for the elders, you have to get below their chin. And so I'm like,
did you use your knees?
How tall are you?
6'6".
Oh, God.
6'6". So that's like a building coming down.
Because I'm gonna take my family. I'm gonna take my entire family back to Nigeria, or take them to Nigeria for the very first time. I'm going back. Yeah. And
when?
Soon, very soon. I didn't give the date because we haven't booked the tickets yet.
Okay.
But with it this year, and I'm like, I'm sitting there going, like, how do I do the tradition and the whole thing, and
and how wonderful to teach your children.
Yes.
Yeah.
All of these.
Yes.
This history and the respect and all of that is so beautiful.
Yeah. And with the last
some of the
name,
language.
you can't hide the last name.
Right.
It's like when people hear the last name, they'll go, where are you from? Where are you from?
But also for them to not only have the last name, but have this experience on the continent in Nigeria to feel that and walk it and be it. And I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah. That's how. If I did, I remember this lady, and you always run into people who are kind of spiritual, and they go, brother, I just want to tell you, I'm a da spirit, and you need to da da. I remember this one lady.
Oh yes.
She had all these bracelets, a real pretty black lady. And she came to me and said, brother, I just want to tell you, I love what you do, but you got to go back to the continent.
You told me that. That's right. You said that.
And I did. That's how I wouldn't have met you if I wasn't in Nigeria. When I met your guy, George. And it's like, when I went there, everything started connecting. I started connecting with all kinds of people. And it was important that I went. She goes, you need that. You need to touch that continent. You'll see. And it just started opening up a lot more things.
But one of the things you said too is everyone knew who you were.
Man, that was insane. Because I went as a kid, And my uncle was famous singer. My uncle was a huge singer with Fela and King Sunny Ade.
Oh, that's right.
My Sonny Okosin. So I'm like, we were staying with him, so he was the star.
Yeah.
So I came as just with my parents. No one knew I was a kid. I was 13, whatever. And then I'm coming as a grown man. Everyone's like, brother, oh my God, I see it. It was because I'm like social media though.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Before there was no social media. You know who was famous? Michael Jackson was famous.
Oh, huge in Sierra Leone.
And there was
Michael
massive.
Jackson.
And remember, no internet. That's how I tell people how
Radio.
Massive.
you can't
Radio.
compare
Music
you can't-
transcends culture.
But you can't compare. I'm talking about popularity. You cannot compare these artists. Michael Jackson, when I was a kid, they were doing Michael
Well,
Jackson
you got him
dance.
on your shirt.
They were doing contests while we were there, and I didn't know that they knew who Michael was because I was like, how did they? Because I'm 13 and 8. I was like, how did they know Michael Jackson? Michael Jackson was massive. This is before internet. So these artists now, I go, shh, quiet.
There's nothing that compares.
Yeah.
1996, very first time I went to Africa, I landed in Accra. I was telling you the story before we got on to that. And I'm like, oh man, this is cool. And we're in Accra for like 3-4 days. And then we drive to Kumasi. And this is before they had a built road. It's still a very small road, but it's a dirt road through trees. And it's like, kind of like somebody just kind of shoved it, shoveled it and just kind of made a little way. And the road is like this, and the trees are there, like you could barely move over. We're on a bus.
Yeah.
As God is my witness, we're driving. It's in the middle of nowhere. This looks like stereotypical of what you would think Africa would look like. There's just trees and this and that, and erected in the middle of nowhere on the way to Kumasi. I don't know where, geographically, there was no navigation system.
You just go.
There's this statue of Michael Jackson. I'm going,
a statue
that
of Michael.
is the oddest
Michael
thing.
Jackson?
There's just,
As God is my
is it
witness.
still there? I wonder.
I don't know. I was like, what is this? What is this doing here?
Just Michael Jackson,
that.
in the middle of the
Michael,
in the
I'm
middle
like,
of Africa.
What?
Shamon.
And the other thing, the other person who was massively big before then, because I wore my Chicago Bulls Michael Jordan.
Did
And
they
I
think you
remember,
were Michael Jordan?
no, I had this shirt and the guy went nuts. I was in one of the shopping areas. And the guy kept going, Michael Jordan, Michael Jordan, Michael Jordan, Michael Jordan, Michael Jordan, Michael Jordan, Michael Jordan. He wouldn't stop saying, Michael Jordan, Michael Jordan, Michael Jordan. He's like, I was like, oh, this? He goes, yeah, Michael Jordan, Michael. And I bartered. I gave him my Michael Jordan shirt and I got a Kente vest that I ended up wearing to the homecoming. Man, you couldn't tell me. And I have one of the little whatever that you wear.
Michael Jordan.
Matching. I have it
That's
somewhere.
How big. That's how big these cats are.
I had the cane from Ghana. I have the vest. All that from a Michael Jordan shirt.
That's amazing.
That's how
I didn't
big.
even use any money. I was like, I just took the shirt. It was just like, you could have it.
He gave you his funky vest.
No,
just kidding.
No,
Just kidding.
that vest was clean.
What the hell?
I took it to college.
You were chilling.
Once I got to college and I started, lifting weights and had a little bit more muscles.
It was a little tight.
Oh, no. It was perfectly tight. Because then I didn't have to wear a shirt. I didn't have to wear a shirt with it. I just wore just like this.
Went wide open.
No. It was buttoned up, but you could see the chest and then everything. You know what I mean? Like, you couldn't tell me. Like, they started calling me Mandingo Warrior because
Dang!
I
and now he hosts American Ninja Warrior.
I love that show.
I should bring that
that would be hilarious.
Yeah, the kid vest. I wonder where that is. It's somewhere, but it's amazing. It was amazing. I'm gonna find that shirt.
Yeah, you gotta
find that. That would be dope.
I gotta find the picture. I have it.
This was made in Sierra Leone. That's why I wore it.
That's beautiful.
Yeah,
That is beautiful. I like it. The whole tux thing with the shawl.
Yeah, I gotta go when you guys go to Sierra Leone. I gotta.
Do you have a lot of royal outfits from Sierra Leone?
Yes. You gotta represent.
Yeah, nice.
That's right.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's right.
I just actually wore an outfit to Princess Martha Louise of Norway's wedding last August. Yes.
And do you keep it? Do you save it? Do you have to like?
Oh yeah, I keep it. But I don't know when I'm going to wear it again. That's kind of a big thing.
It was a big thing.
Yeah.
All right, we got a little game for you.
Little game for you.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. It's called the Godfrey game.
The Godfrey game.
It's called. Here it is.
What? You ready?
I had to drink some water.
Okay, drink some water.
Get your water.
Okay. Oh, there's
Top
a little.
5 answers on the board. Here's the question.
Okay, Steve.
Name something that a princess. No, just kidding.
That's funny.
Okay, this is called What Would a Princess Do? Okay?
Oh,
There's gonna be some scenarios, and then I'll ask you. And
This is fascinating.
Okay.
What would a princess
ready?
do?
Let's say they wanted to install slavery back in your country. Just kidding. All right. What would you do? Would you take it? Would you get your own slaves, or would you not?
Oh my gosh!
No, I'm not. That's a lie.
Okay.
I'm just joking. I'm waiting for you to finish your drink. Ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. A married man continues to slide in your DMs like once a week, reacting to your stories, flirting with you. What would a princess do?
What would a princess do?
I love this.
Oh, married man, you're so wonderful. Not interested.
Nice. Dun, 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 dun.
I love the married man.
Oh, married man. Dun, 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 dun. Okay.
That's you
This is
DM
so
me.
random. Is
I
this
know,
what
that's
you
what we
always
do here. A man you've been dating for a couple months now tells you that he's in a tough spot and that he's short on his rent this month.
Oh no.
So he asks you to help him. What would a princess do?
You help him.
Dun, 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 dun.
I love that.
Dun, 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 dun,
True to
dun.
service. I like that. True to service.
All right.
That was
I love that.
That was
Dun,
easy.
dun, dun. Yeah. But you're a princess. Another will be like,
Oh, did he do that?
So, what you want me to do? You can't afford rent.
No, don't forget this.
No. You were like this. Help him. But of course, I wouldn't leave him down there, just like a sort of a Oliver Twist in a pauper position. I, as a royal family, must help him and sustain him.
And you know it was real because it came out easily.
Yeah, she was like, help him.
She was
Most
like,
people like this. We gonna be living on this deal? You want me to go to work? Yeah. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Ready?
Okay.
Your homegirl is in a relationship with a really good guy. He has a good job, he respects her, helps around the house, but your homegirl is bored. So once a month, she finds time to hang out with this other guy and cheats on her man. She confides in you because you're her best friends. Do you tell her man behind her back that she's cheating on him? Or do you stick to your girl code? What would a princess do?
oh my goodness, this is a tough
Wow,
one.
these are crazy questions.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can't get out of this
I would
one.
say you need to talk to your man and get things figured out.
You would talk to her man?
I would talk to her and say you need to talk to your man and get things figured out.
I think that's the right answer because you didn't get in her business. You didn't get in her business.
You would say, I don't think that's right. Would you say it's not right? He's a good guy. You gotta
and
at
you
least
need to
be
talk
honest
to
with him. And
Yeah.
see that?
See, I would want you to be best friends with my wife. You know, it's like an accountability partner. All homegirls should be accountability partners. I like that.
You be like this, girl, get what you gotta get. He boring, he ain't all that. He boring, he whack, he corny. What is this? He corny. He mad corny.
This guy.
Okay,
I
ready?
would love to meet your wife sometime, by the way.
Absolutely.
She sounds wonderful.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. You get picked up for your first date with a guy and he tells you that the place you're going to is a surprise. He blindfolds you in the car and the whole nine, but when he stops the car, you remove the blindfold and see that you're at the Cheesecake Factory.
Oh.
What would a princess do?
I do like the Cheesecake Factory.
Hey, you know what? You and my wife are going to go hanging out because you know what? That's the very first date I went on with my wife. We
First of all,
met at the Cheesecake
is
Factory.
not that bad. It's like the
I know,
Cheesecake.
It's actually really
It's
good.
really
People
good.
have
It's
been
good
blowing
shit.
it up, talking about, oh, you don't go, you can't take me to Cheesecake Factory. I was so offended by this. I literally went to Cheesecake Factory and I found people who are on dates. I'm paying for your dinner. I'm paying for your dinner.
Really?
Yes, I'm paying for your dinner. I made a whole social media clip out of it. I was like, how dare anyone talk about my Cheesecake Factory? I'm like,
I take girls a fat burger. You know how good them burgers are? I have. Because they're really good burgers. It's like Cheesecake Factory has been making billions of dollars. They're doing just fine. Cheesecake Factory is fine. It's like
They have the lower caloric cheesecake.
And those
now.
cheesecakes
They didn't
are
have it then when I was
unbelievable.
I don't eat
I don't
the
really go there a
cheesecake,
lot.
though, but I love all the food.
Don't look at the calories.
But I'm
Just
not a
don't look
big
at the
Cheesecake
calories.
Factory dude. I'm not a big cheesecake guy.
I'm not a big-
But these cheesecakes are
Amazing.
Amazing.
You
I
come
see
out with,
sponsorship, Cheesecake Factory.
but you leave out of there with 2 booties though. You have 2 asses. You be like,
It's good.
you
man.
got
I don't
2
care nobody
big,
say.
because the calories are 7,000 calories.
Are you kidding?
No, it's like 1,100. It's like 1,200. Yeah, 1,300.
Here's the thing.
Yeah,
With the
With
Cheesecake
ease.
Factory, if you want a long-lasting marriage, 16 years, start your first date at the Cheesecake Factory.
Okay.
Okay. Because you're going to end up there anyway
Sponsorship.
when you're 20 years. Be like, let's just go to Cheesecake Factory. You're all going to be chunky as hell. All right, ready? Here we go. You sit down with your family at a high-end restaurant. You guys order your food, but it's been an hour and it still hasn't come out. What would a princess do?
Well, I'd first see, is it really? I'd just check in with the waiter, say, hey, do you know what's going on? It's been an hour. We're pretty hungry.
You would do it
And-
very politely and all.
Yeah, we're all in this together. I cannot take it when people like go off.
Next to
that
the service
staff.
people.
No
Princess
way.
Sarah.
Yeah.
Princess Sarah.
Tan, 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 tan.
1 hour you've been waiting for your food.
And you starve it. You hungered in a
You
hostage.
mean to tell me you're not going to do the Coming to America? We go! And leave? You're not going to.
Wait, I think you might do that.
I would. I'm
I
like,
can tell.
Would you
I
get
was
mad?
if I was Prince Akbar and I waited for an hour, the food isn't here. We go. And I leave. Just
You-
like that. We go.
You do not have my food. And if I don't get my food, I will buy this whole place and I will fire everybody.
That's right. I would ask for some more bread for sure.
See, she's just so like,
Yeah.
tan, 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 tan. That's great.
But I mean, I don't know
It's been
what's
an hour.
going on.
We starving. This is the
I thought I was going to get that out of you.
I don't know
could've-
why I keep giving her that voice.
We go.
I don't know.
I
Maybe
keep giving her that
maybe I
voice.
seem like a pushover. I don't know.
No,
But
you
I
not.
just
No, you
like,
not.
How long we starving? Where the food at? You want that bug? Said I want no more bread.
Okay, I don't know.
I love bread.
You love bread, yes.
love
Well,
bread.
that's great. Well, this was great. You passed it with flying colors. You are a true
are these
princess.
your questions that you come up with?
Hey, don't worry about it.
This is the What Would Princess Do? And
you
guess
did
what?
a good job.
I think you did an amazing job. Thank you so much, Princess Sarah. Thank you so much,
Oh my
Princess
God,
Sarah.
thanks for having me.
Appreciate you
This
hanging out
was
with us on
awesome.
154. You gotta get her a new royal song, man. That's whack, man. No, that is so European, man.
But
Like,
that's-
give her.
that's what I always think, though.
Give her something like.
Okay.
more- I think they're coming for you. I think Disney's coming for you.
That was great.
Thank
This
you
was
so
fun.
much. Thank
This
you
was
so much.
amazing.
Appreciate
I'm
it.
glad we did it.
Yeah.
We did. Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
154, we all connected, baby, you already know. I'm talking 154, we bringing Africa around the whole globe. 154. 154. Ain't no place like